Alright, so this is our Cheetah animation demo. So this one's going to actually show you how to animate your character, and we already have all of our different poses set. So now what we want to do is we want to get basically to our first one. So I think it's probably just easiest to go to the top one. So we're going to hit set. I'm just going to set it there. Now, this is set up. The one important thing, and I've kind of learned this hard way, is when we start doing this, you really want to make sure you click on that bone structure, and you want to want to use these arrows up top just to get back, because you can kind of nest these animations within themselves. And I've done that to myself before, so you don't want to. You want to make sure that doesn't happen. So you do want to click on the pelvis there, and you want to then scroll over or bounce over to that pose option. So once you have that set, what we're going to do is you're going to put your playhead there at the beginning. So this is basically just like, a timeline like we've seen in Final Cut, or doing GIF animations or whatever. So we're going to put it at 0, and we're just going to hit set. So we make sure it's on that first one, and we're going to also turn on all these buttons except for this one right here. And once we have that set, we're going to hit that record button. What that does is it basically makes a keyframe. Now, we're going to make a keyframe basically every 10 frames or 10 cells. So go ahead and move it to about 10. And you can be a little bit off if you want, but then I'm going to hit set on my next one, and I'm going to hit record. Now what you should see, if this is working right, is that it starts to animate, creates those tween cells. Okay, so we're just going from there. We're just going to keep going every 10, new set, new record. Okay, another 10, I think that one's right there, new set, new record. All right. Now this is why it's kind of important that you want to put everything in the right order. Up here in your poses. Obviously, it can get kind of confusing. So that's another thing I've kind of learned the hard way. Set and then record. So we're just doing a basic cycle of walking. As you know, but I mean, you could do anything. If you had a character that you had like wings, and you had put a bone structure inside the wings. You could have it flap its wings. I mean, you could take this character and do a much more elaborate animation. You could have it dance, or do something kind of crazy. So, it's really pretty open-ended. We're just doing, kind of the basic things, so everybody's kind of learning the process here. So, I mean, at this point, you should kind of be able to maybe just like listen and go about doing your thing here. Just kind of keep plugging frames. Now, you notice I'm going back through. I'm going back through because I want this thing to maybe take a couple steps. Hopefully I'm staying on track here. Alright, so let's see what this thing looks like. So I'm just going to hit play. Oh, got to pause it, and then it goes back to the beginning. We're going to pause that thing. Bring it all the way back to 0. And let's hit play. There we go, nice. Just a nice quick animation. Right? If you see any like weird pauses or anything, you can go ahead and fix that later on. You should have a nice little animation there. Okay. Now I'm going to go back. I'm actually going to take my camera, and I'm just going to put that in place. Kind of at a side view there. I'll pause it. And we're actually going to render this animation out just to kind of get a little preview of it. So we're going to go render animation. Basically what this is going to do is kind of take every cell that you animated and create it into one big video. And once that's done, I'm going to let that kind of do its thing. This is what you should have. This is another version, just for time's sake, that we can watch. So this is a little more of an organic walk cycle, but and then that would be an MOV video that you can then save.